Keyword Planning video tutorial. In this lesson, we're going to walk through how to create an effective list of keywords for your campaign using the keyword planning tool within the Google AdWords platform. For this lesson, you will need to refer back to the keyword section in your workbook. Okay, let's dive in. To find the Keyword Planner tool, you'll need to click on the Tools and Settings button here and come across and select the Keyword Planner. To start with, we want to discover new keywords, so let's select that option and move forward. Within this tool, you have the ability to get accurate results based on your locations, so you can amend those settings here to ensure you're getting relevant forecasts for where you plan to show your ads. And you'll notice that is here. So we can change that simply by clicking on that location, removing any that aren't relevant and adding in the location that we want. And that location can be set at any level, whether that be at town or city, state or country. So for this example, we're going to use the United States as a country and target it in its entirety. Okay, so now all the results that we get on the next page will be for search traffic in the United States. So in your workbook, you will have written down a number of words that encapsulate the content on your website. So let's add some of those in. You can add up to 10 keywords at one time. So I have prepared some earlier, so let me add those in. Okay. So I've now got my 10 keywords that I can have. And you'll notice there is an option here to put your website in to use that as a filter. I recommend that you do not use that setting at this point because you can miss out on valuable keywords that are relevant to your organisation. When we move over to the next screen, everything that we select is a manual process, so we can just disregard any terms that aren't relevant. Okay, let's see what results we get. So we can see in this screen, this is showing me results for all of the keywords that I added. And Google is also giving me a number of ideas of words and search terms that are associated with the search terms that I provided. So to start with, I want to select these ones because they're very relevant. They're ones that I wanted and I can see that there is search traffic against them. So I'm just going to select those by checking the checkbox here. And then I can move down into the keyword ideas. Now, some of you may find that you have this tool over here, which is a new tool from Google. And this allows us to refine those keywords even further. So if I open this, I can actually see that there are a number of things in here that I don't want or aren't relevant to me. So I'm going to take away everything that's to do with the other brands, anything to do with those sites. That looks good. And just have a look in this one as well. So non-profit software, no, we'll just leave those as it is. And what that will do is that will automatically refine this list to exclude those particular things that we disregarded. Okay, so now we can go down the list. The search order is shown as default by relevance, so that's always a great place to start. So let's have a look and see what else we can add in here. So I'm just going to add a few in here. So let's have a look. Here we go. Okay. So I've got a nice selection of keywords there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add those to the plan simply by clicking this button here and adding those keywords. And what you'll notice now is that all of the ones we've selected are now showing or being highlighted as in our plan. Now, just before we go into the next screen, it's always a good idea to actually search by average monthly searches because you can see where is most of the traffic coming from and are these terms relevant to what I'm doing. So we can see that actually, no, these top two maybe probably aren't relevant, but it's a good sense check to come and check that before moving on to the next screen. Okay, so once you're happy with your selection, we're going to come across to the plan overview. And what this is going to do is it's going to show me a forecast of the grant performance based on those keywords that we selected. Now, importantly, if you changed your location settings previously in the last step, you'll also need to change those here. So I'm just going to come across and make sure that we are viewing an accurate forecast. So we can see that changed quite significantly. So this is telling me, giving me indicative performance of this campaign based on these AdWords. So it's showing me that there's potentially 620 clicks that we will get, the number of times the ad may be shown, how much these keywords are set to spend, or maybe forecasted to spend. And there's the important one here also is this click-through rate percentage. Now we know within the Google grant regulations that we have to maintain a minimum of 5%. That's falling just short. So the closer you can get to 5% on this, the better. Although these are indicative, they are a good baseline by which to measure. Okay, so once you're happy with that, what we can then do is we can download that. You've got two options, either into an Excel CSV file or into a Google Sheets. I prefer Google Sheets, so I'm just going to rename that so that I know where to find it. Keyword plan. And that's going to create a Google Sheet for me. So I can open that up and I can see here now, these are all of the keywords that I put in my plan, along with the individual forecasts for each of those. So keep that somewhere safe. We are going to need that later. But for now, you have just created your first keyword plan, so we can move on to the next step.